You'll never be a priority. You'll come in behind the kids, the cat, the dog, the extracurriculars, the parent-student nights. You're like fifth or sixth, the tree that needs to get removed in the backyard sort of thing. You're not going to be a priority.
You're not the father. You're not the father. And therefore, because you are not the father, you do not have any of the rights of a father. You do not have the right to discipline and teach the child anything because you're not the father. See, you're the stepfather at best, okay? You're the stepfather, and what will happen is that you will see the kid acting in a way that the kid shouldn't, and what will you do? You'll try to correct the kid, and what will the single mother say? She will say, don't do that, I don't want you to do that.
You want to take care of another man's seed, bro? Real alphas build their own kingdom, my G. Why in the fuck would you want to take care of another man's kingdom? That's like wearing another nigga drawers. Don't you want your own fresh pair of drawers, bro? Don't you want to shit in your own shit? Don't you want to walk around naked in your own shit? Why would you want to go inside another man's shit and walk naked in his shit? That ain't your shit, nigga. You don't own that shit. Look at him. He looking at you like you dumb bitch. You wifing that bitch up. You dumb bitch. That's how he looking at your ass right now.
Okay, women decide who is going to get between their legs and who is not going to get between their legs. And believe me when I tell you, these single moms out there that now have deadbeat dads that they're dealing with and are raising their kid in a fatherless home, make no mistake about it, she is the one who chose that guy to have sex with, who made the horrendous decision to let this irresponsible guy blow his load inside her vagina and get pregnant and impregnate her. That was her decision, her bad decision, her poor choice.
So here's what it comes down to, man. If you a Henry, a Blue Henry or Blake Henry, and I understand it, women, you want a man who can pay the bills. You want a man who can help you with these kids. You want to, you made mistakes early on. This is what you hear too often. I was young, I made a mistake. I made an error. I was stupid. I was this. I feel you. I hear you. I get all of that. But I always say to the men and women, the world does not owe you or me understanding. What should you have to do to make up or correct for that error? You're bringing little humans with you. Each one of them is a $200,000 bill. And that's just an average kids. Upper income, upper class kids, upper middle class or lower upper class kids are more expensive.
You don't matter. You'll never matter as much as the children to them. You might feel or hear sound bites along the way. You might get lovely cards. You might get, handwritten notes. You might get flowers delivered to you. But at the end of the day, she will always choose her child over you 100% of the time. Now, as they should. I think a parent needs to take care of their child's best interest. But here's where it gets complicated. You see, guys don't choose poorly when it comes to things like bad behavior. They won't choose a child's bad behavior over their partner. They'll choose their partner, if they're intelligent, over the child's bad behavior and let that child feel discomfort. Let them get through it and figure it out later on, in most cases. Women, on the other hand, will always choose their child over anything.
They just can't be available for you in the way a woman without a child can be. A woman without a child is not only physically available, but she's also emotionally available. That means she is willing to give herself to you, she is willing to commit to you, and she can fully commit to you. This is something the single mother cannot do, because the single mother is physically unavailable because she often has to work or she has to take care of children, and most importantly, she's emotionally unavailable. And because women are emotional, it is important for a woman to be emotionally available to a man. If she cannot be emotionally available, there is no way she's going to be there for you, because she is not going to be interested in you to meet your needs. You're not going to be the priority. You're not going to be the top priority in her life. You're only going to be maybe the fourth or fifth, because you're going to be behind the kids, you're going to be behind the dog, you're going to be behind the job, you're going to be behind the stopped up sink. You are going to be in the back.
Because you see, this is a key issue. You see, the way mothers and the way fathers educate their children, it's always different, because mothers are there to comfort the child, to soothe them, to tell them that everything will be better. And fathers are there to tell them, this is the way the world works, and it is hard and difficult. And sometimes you run up against rules that are like a brick wall, but those rules stay, and you have to adjust accordingly. Those are the two roles that mothers and fathers occupy in a child's mind, right? But if you are the stepfather or the mother's boyfriend, right, you cannot discipline the child and tell the child this is how the world works and you have to abide by these rules. You can't, you see, because you're not the father.
The reason why a lot of guys don't want to date single mothers, because of the dwelling in the past, constantly talking about baby daddy and what he did. My baby daddy, I used to mess with him and he never buy me anything. And I don't want to make no food for you, because my baby daddy should just sit on his ass and have me make food. Fuck that, I ain't doing that again. It's like, look, I just asked you if you would make a sandwich at your house, but okay. You know, I don't see how this turned into your baby daddy situation. I don't like sleeping with nobody because my baby daddy would steal all the covers. Look, I'm not even taking the covers. We connected together. It's hot outside. Stop putting what he did on me. And that's what a lot of dudes have a problem with. They feel like you're getting somebody that's already emotionally damaged by somebody else, and it's like you really don't want to take that. So that's why you have a lot of guys not wanting to deal with women, because they feel like they're going to keep dwelling on the past and what the baby daddy did.
All right, and they still believe that they are high value women. Now, if you haven't seen my video on the Ask Coach Greg Adams channel talking about how you lose value based on certain qualities, being a single mother at any age is ultimately one of the worst decisions that you can possibly make. It's a bad decision that you can make for yourself. It's a bad decision that you can make for society and community at large. If you decided to have a child with a man out of wedlock and didn't create a family with that man, or the man ran off because you didn't properly vet him, and then on the back end choose to keep custody away from that man or raise the child on your own, especially if it's a male, you are making a terrible decision. And not only are you going to do that, you're going to go out on the marketplace and expect some man to come after that man and raise that seed as his own. Okay, what right-minded man, what right-minded male would make that decision?
And a lot of these girls, after the kid is born, of course they say now, like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't trade him for the world. I wouldn't trade little Joey for the world, even though his father's an asshole. I'm so glad little Joey's here. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? Maybe you would have been a lot happier if you just chose a proper, virtuous man to have sex with, to impregnate you, that would have married you, instead of putting yourself in the position you are now.